The red moon hung low over the mining world of Darien, its faint glow painting the jagged cliffs and rusting machines in blood and shadow. Beneath its gaze, the town of Stiller's Reach lay restless. At the edge of the universe, news traveled slow, but fear traveled fast. Word had come by battered courier ship. The Syndicate was coming. No one knew what the Syndicate truly was. Some said pirates, some said mercenaries. Others whispered of off-worlders who weren't human at all. All agreed on one thing. When the Syndicate arrived, towns vanished. Ships burned. No one returned. Jenna Rourke, head of the mine, stood on the balcony of the old processing plant, surveying her town. She was not a soldier. Her knuckles were calloused from drills and levers, not weapons. But she had led her people through cave-ins, water shortages, and plague. She could see the dread on their face. Miners, engineers, families huddled in the market square, clinging to hope in each other. That night, the Syndicate arrived. The sky split open as their ships, black and angular, like knives, descended in silence. The first wave was swift and merciless. Men in armor, faces hidden, marched through the streets, weapons humming with alien energy. They did not speak. Anyone who resisted was stunned and dragged away. Anyone who ran was hunted down. But Jenna refused to surrender. She gathered the survivors, about 40 souls, and led them into the labyrinth of old mining tunnels beneath the town. There, by flickering lamplight, she listened to the stories of what had happened above. Her brother Eli was missing. Children were gone. The town was being loaded into ships like cargo. As dawn crept through cracks in the rock, Jenna rallied the survivors. "We may not be soldiers," she told them, "but this is our home. If the Syndicate wants a fight, let's show them what Darien is made of." They set to work. The tunnels became their fortress. Old miners mapped secret routes, engineers rewired power lines to trigger rock slides, cooks and teachers melted scrap into spikes and traps. Jenna coordinated everything, refusing to rest. Hope flickered as resistance grew. In the dark, the fear began to fade. The Syndicate was not used to prey that struck back. Their patrols vanished into pits or never returned from certain tunnels. Their scanners failed under the rock, and their thermal imagers were fooled by steam from ancient vents. When they tried to storm the mine, they were met with explosions, flying debris, and a rain of rocks. For the first time they hesitated. Jenna led every charge, rescuing captives from Syndicate pens, stealing weapons, learning the enemy's patterns. She found Eli in a holding cell, bloodied but alive, and together they plotted boulder raids. Each victory brought more townsfolk to their side. Even the wounded fought using anything at hand shovels, pickaxes, their bare fists. After a week, Syndicate command grew desperate. They sent in the enforcers, tall, inhuman creatures, wrapped in armor, with glowing red eyes and voices like static. The townsfolk quaked, but Jenna refused to yield. She watched, learned, and saw the enforcers' arrogance. She realized they saw humans as animals, incapable of coordinated resistance. So she used that to her advantage. She spread rumors through captured radios, faked distress signals, made it seem as though there were hundreds in the tunnels instead of dozens. The enforcers split their forces, hunting ghosts. Jenna struck when they were divided, her people swarming from hidden shafts, cutting off squads, overwhelming them with sheer numbers and rage. Above ground, the Syndicate ships began to burn. The townsfolk sabotaged fuel tanks and triggered chain reactions that sent fireballs tearing through the sky. The night was lit by explosions and the screams of Syndicate crews caught in the open, but victory came at a cost. Many fell friends, neighbors, family. Jenna grieved each loss, burying them in the rock that had sheltered them for generations. She did not weep in front of her people, but her eyes grew colder, her jaw set with steel. On the final night, as the last Syndicate assault thundered through the tunnels, Jenna stood at the mouth of the mine, battered rifle in hand, a handful of survivors at her back. The enforcer captain strode forward, its voice echoing off stone. "Surrender. Humans always surrender." Jenna raised her head. "Not here. Not ever." The Syndicate surged forward. The miners fought like cornered wolves, side by side, protecting the wounded and the children. Explosions thundered, bullets and energy beams crackled, rocks fell, screams echoed. Jenna was everywhere, dragging wounded clear, holding the line, shouting orders, never giving up. Finally, she faced the enforcer captain in the main shaft, where the ancient engines rumbled beneath their feet. It raised a blade, swift and sure. Jenna met it with a pickaxe, deflecting the blow, ducking and weaving with desperate, reckless courage. She was smaller, weaker, but faster. With a cry, she plunged the pickaxe into a crack in the enforcer's armor. Sparks flew. The machine howled. The captain faltered, dropping its blade. Jenna grabbed a length of cable and looped it around its neck, using all her weight and fury. The enforcer thrashed, but the town surged forward, dragging it down, burying it beneath fists, rocks, and rage. When it was over, the creature lay broken, and Jenna stood, panting, face streaked with blood and tears. As the sun rose over Stiller's Reach, the surviving Syndicate forces fled. Their ships stuttering into the sky, leaving burning wreckage behind. The town emerged, battered and scarred, but unbroken. Jenna stood at the entrance to the mine, watching the dawn, knowing she had lost so much but saved everything that mattered. The story of Darien spread how miners, teachers, and children drove off the Syndicate. Word traveled, not by courier ships, but by those who had escaped Syndicate terror elsewhere. Across the frontier, new resistance sparked. The legend grew. If Stiller's Reach could stand, anyone could. Jenna refused titles and praise. She rebuilt, buried her dead, and welcomed the lost and the wandering. She told them the same words over and over. We are human. We are stronger together. If you threaten our home, you'd better be ready to fight all of us. Years later, when the Syndicate returned, they did not find a frightened town. They found a world on fire, united and waiting. And so, in the darkness at the edge of the universe, humanity burned brighter than any red moon, a promise and a warning. We are never prey. We are the storm.